Hi guys, Mrs. Novello walking you through the Sugar Skull mashup portrait. So first of all, the required elements for this project include a forehead design, eye radial design, cheek design, nose design, teeth, mouth design, and a chin design. So when you're determining which type of face you want to do, whether it be a half face or a full face, you will need to first pencil in those design elements. The next step would be to fill in your Sugar Skull designs with color using oil pastel next. You would do this on your full Sugar Skull face or your half face. So the first thing is to select your color and apply it to your designs. Once you're done with that, you would outline your designs with black. Once I get my colors in and blended how I want them, the last detail I want to add are the black lines for the mouth or black spider webs. This is why I want to do this last. I need to backfill the face with white. So if I did these black lines with black oil pastel and then added white, the chance of smearing would be really high. So if you have black lines in the mouth, or if you have things like spider webs, save that for your last detail. And after you're done filling in color and outlining with black, then go over your face lightly with white. You're going to want to fill the ears, every single part of the face and neck white. And the neck would be if your entire face is a sugar skull, but for the half face, you can have you can make a choice of it being white or using the skin color. After you add your final black details, then it's time to move on to the hair. You'll want to decide what color scheme you want for the hair, and I think it's best to choose two colors, one darker and one lighter, to create highlights and lowlights that are natural when the sun strikes your hair. One way I like to do this technique is by getting my lighter oil pastel and framing around the ear and the side of the face to create a bright contrast between the face and the hair. And then I like to create sections or streaks of light color. It's important when you're working with oil pastel to always begin with a lighter color of a shade before blending in a dark color over it. So I just added a light brown, and now I'm going to get a dark brown. And when I go over it, it'll blend it, and then when I go in between it, it'll create color contrast. So the last thing is to do your hair. Your line should mimic the style of hair. So if the hair is straight, the line should be straight. And if the hair is curly, then your line should be curly as well. At this point, you could always change your mind and decide to do your full face a Sugar Skull face if you feel like you no longer wanted to do the skin face on the right side. So you can decide at this point, do I want to change my plan or continue on with doing a half face? If you choose to do a half face, it's very important for you to use colors that will mimic the your skin color. Please avoid using anything that is yellow toned or orange toned. What I like to do for any skin tone is to get a range of colors that are flesh tone, and anywhere from peach to light brown to dark brown, even bringing in some pinks to add areas of shading or just natural coloring for the skin. Before you decide on what you're going to do, I think it best to practice on another image and then get a peer assessment as to whether or not that color matches. The one thing you want to do when you start out your face is to take the darker tone of what you think your face color is, and very lightly, again, you don't have to press hard, very lightly outline some of the natural creases in your skin or natural outlines that exist. Because what you'll do is you'll go over with a lighter flesh tone and blend that in to give it a natural look. Then you'll want to start out with the lighter shade of the color that you choose for your skin. Again, this is trial and error, and before you move forward with your project, you should really ask somebody else whether or not it matches. So when I use this brown color and I press really lightly, gives a nice tone of brown. And when I go over that crease, and again, I'm not pressing hard at all, it just blends in nicely. Now what I would also like to do so that the color doesn't look so transparent is to blend in a lighter shade, like a peachy shade, to blend those colors together to make it a little bit more opaque and natural looking. So I think that this peach color and any other skin tone that you choose, whether it be a darker tone or a lighter tone, is a great approach for blending natural color skin for whatever color skin you have. So let's give it a try. So I'm finishing up my skin, and the two colors that worked best for this project, for this particular person, is this dark brown and peach color. I layered the peach lightly, and then I went over it lightly with the brown to give it some natural tone, but then also to blend it in. I use circles to kind of swish it around and blend it to give it that natural look. I also added a pink to add some natural blush on the cheeks. I also outlined the eye crease, eyelashes, iris with black to give it a nice contrast, and then created kind of a smoky eye with a brown. Eyebrows should always contrast the hair, so whatever color your hair is, your eyebrows should be just a little bit darker. And then for the lips, I did a darker rose color, and I created kind of a highlighting on the bottom lip because that's where the sun would strike to create that natural looking lip. For the hair on this, I would definitely use the same color scheme I used for my sugar skull, and I would match it on the opposite side just to give it some balance, like I did for the neck tone. I used for the entire neck the same skin tone.